all of that out there. That was an incredible message.
Yeah, he was so eloquent in the friendship, the bonds that happen when the kids are there. And, of course, Michael Morgan was there in August. And 4 months later, January 1st of this year, passed away. We're now up to over $2,667,000 to make a donation to the Imus Ranch, the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and the CJ Foundation for SIDS. Please call 1-877-877-6464. Again, 1-877-877-6464. To make a donation online, click on the Radiothon banner at WFAN.com. And please be patient if the lines are busy, because you will get through. We do want to accept your generosity and your donation, no matter what that donation is to. And you can use your Visa, your MasterCard, American Express, Discover card. Again, it's 1-877-877-6464. And Jeff and Carly, thank you. And we were glad that we were able to be a part of Liam's life. So thank you very much.
Thanks very much. And here we are now in the final 45 minutes or so of what may or may not be the final WFAN radio time. So as Dierdre Imus just said, and as Jeff and Carly Wheeler just emphasized the importance of supporting these three charities, the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, the CJ Foundation for SIDS, and the Imus Ranch. 1-877-877-6464 is the telephone number, and we'll see you right back here for our concluding 45 minutes. It is now coming up on 19 minutes after the hour.
Okay, the question before the court is this. Who exactly eliminated the middleman? All right, we'll come clean. Geico is guilty as charged. Yes, we did away with him, and we do it again. After all, when Geico gives you the same great service as the other guys and could save you hundreds on your car insurance, getting rid of the middleman isn't really a crime. It's more of a public service.
Go to geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%. This Sunday night at 10, 9 Central.
We have decided to give you beautiful women a second chance, baby.
On Flavor of Love, they acted trashy.
The world was not laughing with you. We were all laughing at you.
Now it's up to Monique to make them classy.
These ladies need my help.
Charm School, starring Monique. When it comes to class, they're about to get schooled.
We're expelled.
Premieres this Sunday night at 10, 9 Central. Only on VH1. All part of Celeb Reality.
This is a rate alert for April 2007. Leading economic indicators have caused the Fed to hold the line on interest rates, and the market has responded with some of the lowest mortgage interest rates in years. Mortgage leader Quicken Loans currently reports rates around 5.5%. Call 800-763-1388 right away. Don't let a rate around 5.5% slip through your fingers. It could cut hundreds of dollars off your house payment. Many experts thought we'd seen the last of interest rates this low. So don't miss this rare opportunity to get a mortgage for around 5.5%. Call 800-763-1388 today. Whether you're buying or refinancing, this short-term drop in rates could net you long-term savings. Call Quicken Loans at 800-763-1388 right away. Equal housing lender licensed in all 50 states. APR 6.93%. Don't wait. Call 800-763-1388. That's 800-763-1388.
Hi, I'm Kelly Ripa, Mets fan. The other day on Mets.com, I saw my name on one blog after another. Listen to this. Hey, Kelly, what type of grass is used in the infield? Hey, Blondie, bet you don't know what David Wright's favorite color is. Hey, Kelly, are you as beautiful in person as you are on TV? Oopsie, how'd that get in there? Anyway, my point is, why are you people questioning my loyalty to the Mets and asking me about grass, Carl from Inwood, when you could be scoring tickets? What do you think? Mets.com is saving seats for you? You think they're going to hunt you down and throw themselves at you? They're not. So go to Mets.com. Not to get on my case, Benny from Jackson Heights, but because your season has come and your tickets are calling. So call them back at 718-507-TIXX or go to Mets.com right now. Then blog away. Oh, and by the way, David's favorite color is aquamarine. The infield is a Kentucky bluegrass blend, and Lyle from Flushing, get a season ticket, and then you can call me Blondie.
Hey, my name's Bob Kelvin. I've been working at WFAN for 20 years, and there's been one constant. I still weigh over 200 pounds. So, in celebration of the fan's 20th anniversary, I decided to lose 3 pounds for every year we've been on the air. How am I going to accomplish this gastronomical feat? I've got 2 words for you. Zone Chefs. Zone Chefs is convenient, with 3 delicious meals and 2 mouth-watering snacks delivered to your door fresh each day before 5 a.m. This food is fresh. It's prepared by some of the country's best chefs. With 120 days of variety, you'll never get bored with the food. You know, they really shouldn't call it a diet. It's a pleasure. The food is terrific. It's customized for your own food preferences, including allergies or any restrictions you may have. I'm down 30 pounds in just over 2 months. Now, you can do it, too. All you got to do is call Zone Chefs, 1-800-597-CHEF. That's 1-800-597-CHEF, or online at zonechefs.com.
With the Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by IHOP. There's never been a better time to try IHOP for dinner. Think they seasoned IHOP new barbecued ribs, chicken, and sirloin steak tip stack, and you'll be a believer. IHOP, come hungry and leave happy. We still have 40-minute delays over at the Lincoln Tunnel, about 20 at the Holland and 30 at the George. Problems in West Milford on 23 southbound at Oak Ridge Road. It's slow through the lights in Kinnelon. That is because of a 2-car accident. The police are sweeping that up right now. On Long Island, starting to ease out southbound on the Meadowbrook Parkway. We had an earlier accident, exit M4. That's for Hempstead Turnpike. In New Jersey, also slow as you make your way onto 1 and 9. There's because of an earlier stall there. And looking pretty good at the lower East River crossings. The Imus in the morning forecast, partly sunny. High mid-50s, sunny tomorrow, low 50s, and a nor'easter coming in on Sunday. 45 and overcast in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Fan Highway Patrol.
Good morning. At 23 minutes past the hour, I'm Chris Carlin with sports. Our radiothon to benefit the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, the CJ Foundation for SIDS, and the Imus Ranch continues. Please make your donation to the radiothon by calling 877-877-6464, 1-877-877-6464, or go online to WFAN.com and click on the radiothon banner. NHL playoffs continued last night. Jaromir Jagr scored the first goal of the night for the Rangers, and they were off and running, beat the Thrashers in Atlanta 4-3. Devils win 5-3 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Sabres beat the Islanders 4-1. Detroit also won 4-1 over the Calgary Flames. Major League Baseball last night, National League, the Washington Nationals shut out the Braves 2-0. Mets beat the Phillies 5-3. Over in the American League, Tigers over the Blue Jays 5-4. In 10, Orioles took care of the Royals 2-1. Twins 3-2 winners over the Devil Rays, and the Indians doubled up the Angels 4-2. Red Sox and Mariners were rained out. And in the NBA, Cavaliers beat the Nets 94-76. Cleveland clinches home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs. And Kobe Bryant had 50 points, but it didn't matter. Lakers lost to the Clippers 118-110. Clippers now tied with the Warriors for 8th place in the Western Conference. That's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
Thank you, Chris. This is Dierdre Imus, and it's the 18th annual WFAN Radiothon to benefit the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, the CJ Foundation for SIDS, and the Imus Ranch for Kids with Cancer. You can donate right now online at WFAN.com by clicking on the Radiothon banner, or you can call us at toll-free 1-877-877-6464. That's 1-877-877-6464. You can use your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover card. This call is toll-free, and your donation is tax-deductible. We are at a little over $2.6 million, Charles.
Amazing.
And with your donations of $150 or more, you'll receive a T-shirt, the Hard Rock Cafe New York T-shirt, and for a $250 donation, you'll receive 2 of these classic T-shirts, and a $500 donation, you'll receive a WFAN Radiothon commemorative Hard Rock Cafe sweatshirt. There's different sizes to choose from, so please, again, be patient if the lines are busy, but you can call 1-877-877-6464, 877-877-6464. And Chuck, we don't know if we'll be able to do another radiothon.
Absolutely.
Don cannot be with us, and this is
therefore extraordinarily important. You're absolutely
very important,
yep.
And for all the support here, we're over $2.6 million at this point. And
and you know what? Just quickly, just as I thought about it, I thank you once again to O&A, to Opie and Anthony,
yes,
who
really
have
helped
been very,
a lot.
very supportive of this effort. So you guys, thanks a lot.
And thank you to the Levon Helm Band, Larry Campbell, and all of you. And what do you have for us now?
We're going to try a Paul Kennerly tune about the James boys, Frank and Jesse. Well, down through the wind and the rain, robbing bankers. Yeah, and Pullman coffers. My lungs are choked with the dust of the road. Since Frank's been gone, it's a heavy load, and my bones are broken, and my body's all scarred. I need a one more shot just for old times. With a one last stand. With a one more hit ought to do it. And then I quit while I can. On my back door, it looks like a charge and Bobby Ford. How you doing, boys? Why don't you come on in here? Hell, I ain't even wearing a gun, and I hadn't done that in so damn long. It feels good, boys. Yeah, to have you around. I need a one more shot just for old time. With a one last stand. And then I quit while I can. To buy me a little farm, move my wife and my children out of harm and danger, and I'll settle down. Hell, I ain't even wearing a gun, and I hadn't done that in so damn long. It feels good, boys, yeah, to have you around. I need one more shot just for old time. One last time. I quit while I can. Gimme, with a one more shot just for old time. One last thing. With a one more hit ought to do it. And then I quit while I can.
Levon Helm, for crying out loud. Thank you, guys. It is coming up now in 31 minutes after the hour. Levon's going to do another number for us in just a couple of seconds. Just to remind you, a couple of items. This half hour of the 18th Annual Radiothon for the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, the CJ Foundation for SIDS, and the Imus Ranch is sponsored by Hackensack University Medical Center, of course, where Dierdre Imus has her environmental center. And please make your tax-deductible donation right now, toll-free at 1-877-877-6464. Or if you run into a lot of trouble there, please be patient and just keep trying that number. We are now into our last half hour of what could be our last radiothon. Or you can donate simply online by clicking the WFAN Radiothon banner at WFAN.com, and please have your Visa, MasterCard, your American Express Discover card ready when you make your donation. Coming up now on 32 minutes after the hour, and you guys have another one. Thanks again.
Got one more for you.
Oh, that's the best. Thank you very much, Levon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. What do you got? We're going to try Rag Mama Rag, one of our old standbys.
Absolutely.
like a long caboose. I got a feeling I need to drag it. Will I ask you about your turtle? You wanna talk about the weather? Well, I can't jump and hurt her, baby. We can't get it together. We could be relaxing down in my sleeping bag. But all you ever wanna do for me, mama, is a rag, mama, rag. Tell me, where do you go? And when you rag, mama, rag, rag, bring your skinny little body back home. Why don't you rag, mama, rag? But I still don't believe that it's true. You better shag, mama, shag, shag. Tell me what come over you. It's dog eat dog, cat eat mouse. You can rag, mama, rag all over my house. Well, the hailstones are beating on the roof. The bourbon is 100 proof. You and me on the telephone. Our destiny is quite well known. But we all need to set and brag. All we gotta do is rag, mama, rag. Rag women. Rag, mama, rag, rag. Tell me, where do you go? When you rag, mama, rag, rag. And no skinny little body back home.
Amen. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Levon and Larry. And
Just
all of you.
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Very,
It's
very
incredible. Thank you so much.
sweet people, ladies and gentlemen. Generous, sweet people. We are in the final 25 minutes now of our 18th annual Radiothon, and there's a new total as of 9:30.
As of 9:30, yeah, it's 2.9, or it's 2.9 million, $2,924,000.
Closing in on $3 million, which is, I don't know, just extraordinary. 877-877-6464, or donate online simply by clicking on the Radiothon banner at WFAN.com, and it is now 36 minutes after the hour.
In the time that it takes to read this, a 98-mile-per-hour fastball could have been thrown, hit out of the park to win the game. The batter could have circled the bases, been mobbed at the plate, and the winning team could have been on its way to the bar in their hotel to meet some of their most, quote, adoring fans. End quote. So to capture all that blazingly fast action, Panasonic Plasma TVs feature state-of-the-art high-definition technology that helps deliver smooth, crisp, high-speed action. Plus, they offer billions of rich, natural colors and deep, detailed blacks, resulting in exceptional contrast and striking image quality, so you can catch every pitch in crisp, clear Panasonic motion. For the ultimate baseball viewing experience, Panasonic Plasma, for the speed of sports. And for a limited time, get a Panasonic installation rebate worth up to $200. Panasonic. Ideas for life. To find out more, go to Panasonic.com.
Hey there, it's Rob Bartlett from the Imus in the Morning program, and I decided to lose 1 pound for every time I've been funny over the past 20 years, and it was the easiest 3 pounds I ever lost. Saturday, April 28th, it's Rob Bartlett's best show ever at the Ulster Performing Arts Center in Kingston, New York. Come see me live in person in my newest and funniest show and help me lose a couple of more pounds. It's my only appearance in the area this year. Tickets are going fast. Call the box office, 845-339-6088. That's 845-339-6088. Or check out robshow.com for further information about Rob Bartlett's best show ever, Saturday, April 28th.
At BP, we believe a little niceness can go a long way towards making your day a little better. When you stop in at a BP station, we'll try to give you a smile and a hello, because that's the right thing to do. If you need some directions, we'll try to help. If you can't find something, just ask, and we'll help get you on your way. It may not sound like much, but we think a little niceness makes our station a little better place to be. Stop in to see how good a little better can feel.
Great shot, Dad. That magical sound there means I'm back in the swing of things. 6 weeks ago, after I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, I thought the game was over for me. In golf, in life. Then I found Dr. Lanteri, Dr. Esposito, and Dr. Ahmed at the New Jersey Center for Prostate Cancer and Urology. With the help of the Da Vinci robot, they cured my cancer. The entire experience was surprisingly smooth, and I was out of work only a short time.
At New Jersey Center for Prostate Cancer and Urology, our doctors have performed over 800 successful robotic prostatectomies. As pioneers in this procedure, they've written the only physician's textbook on the subject and have been teaching other physicians for 5 years. If you or a loved one has prostate cancer, call New Jersey Center for Prostate Cancer and Urology at one of our 2 locations. In Hackensack, call 201-487-8866. That's 201-487-8866. Or at Monmouth Medical Center, call 732-403-5506. That's 732-403-5506. Visit us at roboticurology.com.
Thanks to my docs, I'm here, I'm happy, and as healthy as can be.
How many years will it take to pay off your mortgage? 20? 30? The rest of your life? Well, what if I said you could eliminate your mortgage in as little as 5 years with just the money you already make? And what if you could get a free tape to get you started today?
In 6 years, we were able to pay off our mortgage and all of our debts. Today, we're totally debt-free.
Hi, I'm John Commuta, creator of the Transforming Debt into Wealth system. My system doesn't consolidate your debt, it eliminates it. You can eliminate all your debts, including your mortgage, in as few as 5 to 7 years. Call today and I'll send you a free tape showing you the power of my proven system. That's right, free.
I will be able to pay off my house in approximately 2.5 years on a 30-year mortgage.
You can eliminate your debt faster than you ever imagined. Call right now and I'll rush you my free tape. 1-800-400-7990. That's 1-800-400-7990. 1-800-400-7990.
And it is now 20 minutes till the top of the hour, till 10 o'clock Eastern Time, as we go into the final moments of our 18th annual Radiothon. And let me just reintroduce Dierdre Imus.
Thank you, Charles McCord. Yes, I'm Dierdre Imus, and we are at over $2.9 million. To make a donation, call 1-877-877-6464. Again, that's 1-877-877-6464. To make a donation online, click on the Radiothon banner at WFAN.com. We appreciate all your donations, and please be patient because the lines are open through the weekend to make your donation, so your phone call will get through. And I have David Jurist here and Joel Hollander.
Dierdre, you've been absolutely great, and Chuck, what can I say? How do we, after all these years, possibly not only thank Dierdre and Dawn and everyone connected with us for what they've done, but how do we explain what they mean to us and what they've done for us? And we are telling everybody out there, and please listen to this, as long as children die from SIDS and as long as children die from cancer, we're not going anywhere. We're going to keep raising money and awareness and keep doing what we're doing, and we want to thank everybody for over the years doing what they've done and staying with us and believing in us. And Dierdre, thank you.
Thank you. This half hour is sponsored by the Hackensack University Medical Center, and I want to thank them for years. They have been unbelievably supportive, in starting with John Ferguson, the president of Hackensack University Medical Center. My center, the Dierdre Imus Environmental Center for Pediatric Oncology, would not exist without John Ferguson and the support of others at the hospital, and also organizations like yours, the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, and Joel, the CJ Foundation for SIDS. we would and for the hundreds of millions of dollars that have been raised over the year. Fortunately, because my husband has been able to do this and have a voice to be able to help all these children, and I hope that I am going to continue. We don't know if we'll have this opportunity again, but again, seeing ways that we can be compassionate, hold compassion in a world of suffering. There's a lot of suffering that goes on.
Absolutely.
With parents that have lost a child from sudden infant death syndrome, parents have a child with cancer and sickle cell and these other blood diseases, and really the other causes that we are also working with to help our youth.
I'd also like to say this isn't the end. You know what this is? This is a new beginning.
Right.
One door closes, another door opens. We're very all passionate about what we do for these charities. For the hospital, again, I'd like to thank John Ferguson, too. One of the finest institutions in this country has been created there in Hackensack. Everybody at WFAN, this is a very, very special radio station that everybody has always banded together for these charities and stopped what they're doing for these, 30 hours every year for the last 18 years. So I thank everybody at the radio station also. Mark Chernoff, who is
He's
an amazing human being and has been able to operate this radiothon under such a siege over the last week, and that we are going to raise the most money that we ever have without the television cameras on the radio, which is just the greatest medium, radio. It's been around forever. Well, probably, in my estimation, we can get up to $3.5 million, and that's why we need people to keep on calling. It's very important. 1-877-877-6464. Let's get the money in. We're going to have a record walking out the door. We will be back better than ever, and we need people to support these charities. And I just want to thank Don one last time. Susan and I and our family would not have a foundation without him. Yeah. And he put this cause on the map, and he's a fine human being. Thank you.
Well, that's why we're not going to stop, no matter what venue, because our life's mission has been dedicated to this, of helping all of these children and living at the ranch for 4 months out of the year with these kids. I also want to thank Mike Francesa and Chris Russo, because they've been unbelievably loyal to these three organizations to help these children. And
those two guys
without them, this also
grown in stature, and I've known them also for 20 years. And they, very controversial at times, and say a lot of things that people don't like. But I have to tell you, their hearts are as big as anybody. They have 5 great kids between them. And they really understand these causes and are always there also. Very quietly, they do things that people don't know. It's not always about getting on the radio.
Right.
It's about what you do quietly. You were talking about Devin earlier this morning, Kirshner, who died 5 years ago last month, and the things that were done for him quietly, and many other children. David and Alice do things countless hours of the day. All the time for these kids. So, again, call 877-877-6464.
Thank you. And David, thank you. You've been unbelievable with the Environmental Center, with the hospital, supporting even the Child Life program there, and helping thousands and thousands of families over the last 20 years, starting with your own child. And again, my philosophy is help the kid in front of you. And that's what I'm going to continue to do, is help the kid in front of me.
Thank you, Dave.
I
do want to say one fast thing, that Eileen, our daughter, was 16 years old when she got cancer. She's having a baby 23 years later, and we're blessed. And thank you, and God bless you.
And it's now coming up on, and let me just add my thanks, and what a... what an honor, and I mean that, it has been to know you two gentlemen, David Jurist and Joel Hollander, my boss for a long time, and the best I ever experienced across my career. I really appreciate everything that you guys are and that you guys represent. Thank you very much. It is now 13 minutes till the top of the hour, and just to reiterate, we are in our final moments of this Radiothon, the 18th annual WFAN Radiothon, to benefit the Tomorrow's Children's Fund, Jolie's Foundation, the CJ Foundation for SIDS, and the Imus Ranch. And you can donate right now online in these well, no, not actually the final moments, because as I understand, the phone bank is going to remain open
all weekend.
All weekend. So who knows what kind of record that not only will we walk out with, but what we can, garner by this time when the weekend is over. Anyway, 877-877-6464, and have your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover card ready when you call. And you can donate right now online at WFAN.com by clicking on the Radiothon banner, and it is now 12 minutes till the hour.
Do you know the secret to unleashing your brain power? Allowing you to use more of your brain so you can read up to 1,000% faster? Hi, I'm Steve Glick, CEO of Infinite Mind. Let me send you a free demo of this secret developed by a leading expert in brain function. Experience the secret that unlocks the real power of your brain, allowing you to read 10 books in the time it takes others to read one. Try this demo absolutely free by calling 1-800-400-2791. 1-800-400-2791. Imagine how this could help your whole family.
Work has gotten so much easier. I'm focusing more, I'm flying through emails, I'm getting a lot more done in less time. And for me, that means spending more time with my family.
My homework's faster than ever, and my grades are through the roof.
Unlock your brain's true potential. Try this free demo today because it's only available for a limited time. For the free demo, dial 1-800-400-2791. That number again is 1-800-400-2791.
It's coming. It's getting closer. And no one can escape it. Tax deadline's almost here. If you haven't done them yet, go to TurboTax.com. There's no horror, no drama. And for a limited time, you can get your taxes done with a TurboTax Federal Free Edition. Log on now to TurboTax.com.
Hey, Soap.
Hey, hair soap!
My name's Shampoo. We go over this every night.
Soap-poo!
Shampoo.
Sham soap!
Forget it.
Forget what?
My name is Shampoo. How hard is that?
Hard poo!
Soap is dumb, but unlike soap, Nivea for Men Double Action Face Wash cleans and conditions your face, which is pretty smart.
I fell! I got a dent!
Yeah, I see that.
Double Action Face Wash, only from Nivea for Men.
This April, visit Mohegan Sun for the $300,000 April Showers giveaway. Swipe your Players Club card at any kiosk in Earth or Sky promotions every day in April for your chance to win $100,000 in cash instantly. More than 3,000 winners will be awarded, and to participate, you got to be a Players Club member. Membership is free. If you're not a member, sign up at any of their Players Club booths, and remember, the more you visit, more chances you have to win. Visit MoheganSun.com for further information, and check out the legendary headline entertainment coming to Mohegan Sun Arena. George Strait, special guest Ronnie Millsap, April 26th, 27th. Ricky Martin, April 28th. Tickets on sale now for all of the above shows, available at any Ticketmaster outlet or visit Ticketmaster.com. And for more information, once again, MoheganSun.com. Mohegan Sun is a world at play. Simply take exit 76 off I-95 in Connecticut, and be sure to stop in at the Mohegan Sun mobile gas station and convenience store right there on the outbound lanes of Mohegan Sun Boulevard. It's a great place to fill up not only on gas, also your favorite Imus products, including Imus Ranch Southwest Salsa, salad dressing, and Imus Ranch whole bean coffee. Mohegan Sun, it is a world at play. What three things do great BMW service and great real estate have in common? Location, location, location. 287, 9A, the Sawmill, Taconic, Bronx River, and Spring, they all meet here at Westchester BMW, both the top-ranked and largest BMW Center of Excellence for customer service in the United States. Whether your 2007 3.5 or 7 Series came from Westchester BMW or elsewhere, if you live or work between Manhattan and Fairfield County, this is where you come for award-winning service. Our Center of Excellence is off Exit 4 of 287. Call 800-SHOP-BMW for your next BMW and your next BMW service. Competitive lease and finance rates available from BMW Financial Services. Even though you would go out of your way for this kind of service, you don't. It's the difference between BMW service and Westchester BMW service.
WFAN thanks the following for donations of goods and services to this year's Radiothon. The Hard Rock Cafe, DiRigio Brothers Produce, Academy Bus Company for volunteering transportation, WB Mason for supplies, Changing Our World Incorporated for handling online donations, Salescaster, pioneers in LED signs since 1950. Call 800-346-4474, and Paytech Communications Incorporated, an authority in combining high-quality customer service with personalized telecommunication solutions.
Burgess with the Fan Highway Patrol, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. During National Donate Life Month, the New York Organ Donor Network urges you to sign up and be a donor. Talk to your family about your decision. Call them at 1-866-99-DONATE or visit organdonor.gov. On the Connecticut Turnpike, in between Bridgeport and Exit 16 in Norwalk, it's very slow. That's because the disabled vehicle is in the process of being cleared, and then kind of stays heavy all the way down to Exit 7 in Stamford. Westchester Avenue at the Sheraton Expressway, overturned truck. It's been a problem all morning. Continues to close all lanes on the ramp to the northbound Sheraton. BQ Iguana southbound in between Queens Boulevard and Kosciuszko, busy because of debris that had to be cleared from the roadway there. Inbound Holland Tunnel, delays of about 10 minutes from the Turnpike, better from 1 and 9. The George is about 40 minutes, and the Lincoln is about 30. The WFAN 3-day forecast, sunshine today, some sunshine tomorrow, and a nor'easter coming in for Sunday into Monday. 45 degrees and overcast in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Fan Highway Patrol.
And it is 6 minutes till the top of the hour. This 18th annual WFAN Radiothon as we go into our final moments. And once again, here's Dierdre Imus.
Thank you, Charles McCord. I want to have a special thanks, very special thanks to a lot of the people behind the scenes, to all our phone volunteers at NYMEX, Mark and Missy, Ginger, Tony Gonzalez, and the many others that have volunteered over the years to take all these calls. Changing Our World, who managed the online donations. So we want to thank you very much. The Hard Rock Cafe for yesterday's programs. Thank you very much. And to WFAN, the engineers, and the WFAN promotion department, engineers like Dick, thank you very much, sir. Carrie Lorberfeld, Eric Spitz, Melissa Schack, and everyone, Mark Chernoff, that have made this possible at FAN. And lastly, my husband, Don Imus, I would, without him, none of these charities would be where they are, and the hundreds of children and thousands of children that we help and continue to help are because of Don Imus. So thank you very, very much.
And at 10 minutes, as of 10 minutes till the top of the hour, we were at $3,054,829. Still, it's amazing. To kind of take us out here, we are blessed to have Levon Helm and the band once again. Guys,
Thank you.
I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about half past dead. Just trying to find a place where I can lay my head. Now, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? You know, he grinned and he shook my hand. You know, was all he said. Take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. Right on me. I picked up my bag. I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw Carmen and the devil walking side by side, I told her, hey, Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, well, I gotta go, but my friend can stick around. So take a load off Fanny. Take a load for free. Take a load off Fanny. And you put the load right on me. nothing that you can say. You know it's my friend Luke, and Luke's waiting on the judgment day. Tell me, Luke, my friend, what about young Anna Lee? Said, do me a favor, son, won't you stay and keep Anna Lee company? Take the Lord off Fanny, take the Lord for free. Take the Lord off Fanny. Put the Lord right on me. Put the Lord right on me. Crazy chest to follow me, and it caught me in a fall. Said I will fix your rack, you take Jack, my dog. I said, wait a minute, Chester, now I'm a peaceful man. He said, that's okay, boy, won't you feed him when you can? Oh, yeah, you can take the Lord off Fanny, take the Lord for free, take the Lord off Fanny. Put the Lord right on me.
Levon Helm and the guys and the girls, and I can't thank you anymore. My God, it's just bless your heart. And if everybody will indulge, will be so kind as to indulge me for just a moment, I just want to say I could not be more proud or appreciative to have been a colleague of Don Imus, a 35-year colleague, a man who challenged and changed the hearts of a lot of people across 18 years of this tradition, this radiothon, and it is a privilege to be able to say that I remain his friend. Will there be a 19th radiothon with Imus at the helm? I don't know, but I would not dismiss the possibility.
WFAN New York 2024.
Good morning at 10 o'clock. I'm Jerry Recco. 10 years since the last playoff win for the Rangers. Last night, though, the drought ended. A 4-3 win over the Thrashers. Jaromir Jagr scored a goal, assisted on two others. Henrik Lundqvist, a good effort in goal. Last year, of course, Rangers swept by the Devils in the first round. And speaking of Jersey, beat the Lightning 5-3. Zach Parise scored twice. 23 saves, Martin Brodeur. The Islanders lose to the Sabres 4-1. Chris Drury scored twice. Game 2 of all three local playoff series tomorrow. Career win 292 for Tom Glavine. Mets beat the Phillies 5-3. Mets posting their sixth win, while the Phils fell to 2-7. The Nets got embarrassed in Cleveland, lose to the Cavaliers 94-76. LeBron James had 35 points. Cavaliers clinching home court advantage in the first round of the postseason. Nets and Knicks tonight at the Meadowlands. New York, with a loss, will be eliminated from postseason contention. This report brought to you by Econo Lounge, the Choice Hotels. Now Econo Lodge by Choice Hotels, giving you free Wi-Fi internet hotspots so you can surf the net. Stay in touch with family and friends. Check in the office. Visit choicehotels.com for details. It is currently 46 degrees in Central Park, and that's what's happening. I'm Jerry Recco with 2020 Sports on WFAN, and you can continue to please make your online donations to the Radiothon by clicking on the Radiothon banner at WFAN.com.
It's a spring weekend of hardball, hockey, and hoops on the Fan. Tomorrow at 10, Chris Russo will be live at Shea, followed by Mets Nationals baseball at 1:10. Then, after baseball, Steve Summers will be live at the Meadowlands to get you set for Game 2 of the Devils Lightning series at 7:05. Sunday, it's the Mets and the Nationals at 1:10, followed by Nets Pacers basketball. 3 great sports, 1 great station. Your flagship station for New York sports. The Fan, Sports Radio 66, WFAN New York.
Truth. People with green thumbs do not have special lawn-growing powers. Their yards aren't green because grass has a thing for them and not you. No, people with green thumbs...
Stories were brought back to us. And they've handled themselves and presented themselves wonderfully, as we said. And no one is minimizing anything.
The problem is the deals that were cut didn't include that. The deals that were made in corporate offices long way from the Rutgers campus. They had nothing to do with them. They were deals done by opportunists and guys who could push agendas and guys who could get the TV cameras and guys who got whatever they needed out of it, and they're not doing those young ladies. Now they're getting, listen,
they got their time.
They're getting, listen, they are going to receive things that will help them and help the school and help young ladies that will come after them. So they are going to be compensated in ways that they wanted to be compensated in terms, not that they had their hand out, but they want to do programs and they want some things done that will help people. And the station's going to do that, and Imus is going to do that, and that's all going to get done. But the other part of it is the deals and the other stuff was done a long way from the campus.
And let's face it, too. I mean, the byproduct of all this is that Rutgers was not hurt from a national standpoint, recruiting-wise, with everything else. Rutgers was helped by this.
Oh, I don't think there's any question.
Rutgers, I read the things that they're going to be the #1 recruiting school now in the country with scouting services. There's a theme going out that, boy, this is going to be devastating to our recruits.
Put them on the map.
This is the exact opposite. Rutgers was on the front page of the New York Times, was on Oprah Winfrey, who I saw yesterday. Watched it, Network, and Brian Williams doing it. So Rutgers, in the long run, got an incredible amount. They didn't need it. They didn't expect it. They put a negative. I didn't ask for it. But as it turned out, an unbelievably negative tinge will turn out from Rutgers to be a very, very positive development when all said and done.
See, the problem was the deals that were cut in Midtown, not the deals that were cut in New Brunswick.
Lay low here and we'll lay low there. Do this and we'll do that. Verizon Wireless has the flash. Here's our pal Jerry, Sports Area 66.
I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity, and I felt kind of helpless up here, seeing everything that was going on, and what people really never got to see about Imus either. And again, I don't want to make this out to be, as if the man has just died, because he hasn't. But he has done so many good things for people, not just the public stuff that everybody sees with his ranch and with the radiothons, but I sat in his office for 6 years, and whenever somebody needed something, if it was somebody who worked at WFAN, an advertiser, a friend, the man would get on the phone and try and help everybody. And that's the part nobody sees and not too many people have spoken about, and people need to know that about him.
Do you feel, as part of the former WFAN management team, you want to comment about how this whole thing was handled from an MSNBC, CBS standpoint?
I guess the MSNBC really didn't surprise me. I guess Imus was trying to serve two masters, and MSNBC looked at him as a newscaster, and or his show as a news show, and I guess they felt that all of a sudden they suddenly felt that he wasn't a newsman. So MSNBC making a change didn't surprise me. CBS, that surprised me. I don't know what happened or how this thing got to where it is, but it really surprised me. And Imus is a good man, and it really hurts to see this happen.
As in Imus's, I know it's Monday morning quarterbacking. Did you think Imus made it worse by being all over the place? Now you can certainly argue that because he got fired. I think he should have laid low. You were the general manager, and Imus made lots of bad comments, and it didn't snowball like this.
Yeah.
What happened here?
I don't, Chris. I don't know. In hindsight, you could sit here and say that he could have done a million things differently. Who knows? Who knows? Why this one? Why this in particular took off the way it did? I don't know. They're probably so. It may have just been the perfect storm.
And from a standpoint of sales, FAN's killed, Lee. You got out at the right time. All the advertisers left. They can't stand Imus. And all the advertisers who remained the way CBS handled it, they left too. We got nobody on the air anymore.
Well, Connecticut's not looking too bad right now.
Thanks, Lee.
All right, I'll talk to you guys.
All right, you get back to us. Here's Winston in Manhattan. Winston, what's going on today? Yes, Winston.
Hello.
Winston, let me try again. There we go. Winston, how are you?
Thank you guys for taking my call. Before I start talking about Imus, can you hear me?
Yes, Winston.
All right, Mike.
Yes,
you said that you felt ashamed yesterday, embarrassed about your company for letting Imus go. listen, I do not agree that he should have been let go. Let me say that. I was a big fan of him. But will you, if you are offered that time slot to do like a show like his, will you take it?
If you're offered, run that by us again. If Mike was offered, or
yeah, if Mike, and please don't cut me off because I want to say other things. If you are offered
that would be for us to discuss right now. Listen, you're not putting me on the spot because I don't think that's a fair question for anybody to be discussing that right now.
It's fine.
I don't think this is the right time for anybody to be discussing that.
The seat is still warm.
I don't think it's fair for that to even be discussed, though, Winston. I really don't. You know.
Okay, I'm sorry, Mike.
That's okay.
Anyway, Chris, I think it's hypocritical of you to name people on MSNBC and other places that you said that they didn't put any other people to make a point helping Imus. I want to say this once again. I don't believe that he should have been fired. Okay?
Right.
But I mean, you have put people over there only supporting him.
But you're telling me right now. You're telling me right now, Winston, Tim Russell couldn't call MSNBC to go on and to balance out some coverage.
That's a tough position for him. You know, he's a major.
Tim Russell's a huge personality.
Exactly.
Stop thinking about your personal career and stop thinking about somebody who needs a little help in a tough spot. I mean, the guy made him a million.
You know what the problem is, Winston? And it might be true. That's why I say you would like to see a public comment because by him saying nothing, it shows that he really felt what happened to Don was fair. That he agreed with it. And if he did agree with it, that's fine. He should say that. And if he didn't agree with it, then he should stand up and say it. Now, by not saying anything, you basically are saying that you agree with how this is being handled.
Well, but you know how tough that spot is.
Very tough spot. It's a very tough spot.
I mean, but you can also say something about Bob Schiffer.
But that doesn't.
Something about Bob Schiffer. I never heard him say anything.
About who?
Oh, Bob Schiffer, he said.
Yeah, in regards to Imus, he's a very reputable guy.
That's fair. He didn't name all of them, but you're right. Bob Schiffer.
I didn't pay attention. I didn't pension Schiffer. Was he on? Did he have a chance to say it with the CBS? But did he do it?
Oh, I don't know if he was being interviewed.
He's not in that kind of forum necessarily.
Not on that. Not anymore. He doesn't have that.
This is an NBC story. It's an MSNBC thing.
I think there were certain guys, and I think by their silence, they damned him. Now, maybe they felt he should be damned, which is their right.
But, here's the issue, and I have an issue with Obama here, too. That's how you pronounce his name?
Barack Obama?
But here's the thing about him. He made the comment 2 days ago, and I think this was a huge blow. I think once this happened, it was, he's respected right now, presidential candidate and the whole bit. Once he said, nobody who said that would be working for me, okay, that's what he said. Here's the problem I have with him. Imus has been on for a long time on MSNBC. He came on a year and a half ago promoting that book of his.
Right.
Now, hold on now. This is the first time that Imus has offended anybody, so now it's a problem? So, in other words, in the last 10 years, Imus offended nobody, so it was okay for him to come on to promote and sell his book. Right. But now that he said something that everybody was, he felt it was an important thing to say, well, Imus never would, I wouldn't work for me. Well, hold on now. A year ago, when you had a book to promote, and in fact, Imus had a reputation of being raunchy, derogatory, and nasty, all those things that we've killed him on, you thought it was okay to go on to help promote your book. So you can't, I have more respect for the person who says they hate Imus, who never used the show.
Right.
He used the show when Imus had a reputation. So he's as guilty as really anybody else is.
I don't know if when he did the book the first time, I'm not defending Obama on this issue. What I'm saying is I don't know how much he really knew about Imus because he hasn't been a national figure for very long. He's kind of risen from.
He has AIDS, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know. See, I don't know what he knows or doesn't know. He's not like someone who's been around 20 years.
I buy that, but
and he hasn't been a national figure for very long. He might not at that time have known that much about Don. I don't know the issue there. He might not have. I could see someone giving him the benefit of the doubt on that he didn't know at that time that much about him.
Telling me last summer he didn't know anything about him?
I don't think it was last summer. I think it was like 2 years ago.
He didn't know anything about him?
I don't know if he did or not. Because he hasn't really, I think this has all come to him very fast. I don't think more than 3 years ago anyone really knew that much about him, to be honest with you.
Well, to me, if you have used the Imus platform in any way over the last 35 years, but I can be a little bit more specific and say the last 10 since MSNBC and since, he blossomed.
Right, you knew they did this kind of humor.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Not only that, if you use that platform to promote something to help you, whether book, candidacy, you name it, anything you could, an appearance, whatever, when Imus was in, and you used it over and over again, as lots of these guys did, and then Imus is in huge trouble, it seems to me, out of decency and loyalty, although it's not the thing to do, because you're a public guy,
politicians aren't going to do that.
you should at least, McCain did, Giuliani did.
No, wait a minute. All McCain said is that he would go back on the show.
Well, I understand that. But
and they didn't really,
I believe in redemption.
Right, and I would go back on the show.
And Giuliani
So I would go back on the show.
But they were at least positive.
Right.
Russell said nothing.
But he's different than a politician. He was one of the. You see, he's a big key here because of the fact that he was on so much. He was such a big staple. I mean, he's on the show every week. I mean, and he and I were very close.
Well,
I mean, they were on together all the time.
Well, Christopher Dodd, Mike, before January 15th, had no idea that Imus was raunchy?
No. Listen, I agree with you. They're just, the politicians just going which way the wind's blowing. I mean, that's it. But I don't expect personally, I don't expect anything from politicians.
All right.
If one of them stands up, I'm surprised.
Well, you give McCain credit.
Yes, I do.
You give Giuliani credit.
I do. And I give Kerry credit, even more credit than those two, because he's a Democrat. And it's even harder.
I didn't even read Kerry, so good for you.
He supported him. So I give him more credit. I agree. But, politicians, for the most part, are going to, go, Barack Obama does not have a relationship with Don Imus. Barack Obama does not have a relationship with Don Imus.
Okay.
That was not going to be a positive comment. You knew that was not going to be a positive comment.
I thought he came on to sell his book. Now you're telling me maybe he
No, he came on the show once, but I don't think he really, he's not a guy who was on the show a lot. He never came on to discuss issues with Don. He's only on the show one time.
So you want to give him a benefit of the doubt because it was only one time?
I don't think he wasn't like a guy who was there are a lot of guys who were on a lot.
You're not giving Dodd the benefit of the doubt?
No. Dodd bailed on him. Totally bailed on him. He was on all the time. He totally bailed on him.
Did Biden? Where was Biden?
I didn't hear, because that's another guy I did not hear anything from. That's another guy. That's a good one. I did not hear anything from Biden.
He has Biden all the time. What happened to Biden? He was awfully quiet the last few days.
I agree. That's a good one. I hadn't even thought of him. There's another one. It's a very prominent part of the show. Big part of the show.
Lieberman, you gave me that hand. Give Lieberman credit.
He said he was wrong. He apologized. I would go back on the show again.
Schieffer, I was not aware of. I know he had a relationship with Schieffer. I don't know if he had that forum. Now, could he have come up with a statement? I mean, that's a little tricky.
The point is, Doug, that some of these very prominent politicians or people in politics could have really balanced the seesaw. They didn't. There wasn't a lot of them. They did not come out. They did not support them.
That's why it's hard to respect.
I agree.
That's why it's very hard to respect
some of them
politicians.
that had very close relationships.
I mean, again, one more time. Christopher Dodd told enough about Imus that he announced his presidency 2 months ago on his show. And then yesterday...
He was on with them all the time.
And then yesterday, he completely bailed on him.
He did.
So 2 months ago, when Imus had a reputation... This is not something... Imus has been getting nasty the last 2 months. Had an incredible had a rough streak to him. We all know this with Imus. Yet, he thought it was okay before this week, to go on with him and announce his presidential deal. And then, when Imus is in incredible hot water, an amazing story that has incredible legs, Christopher Dodd washes his hands.
No question. He wasn't the only one either.
That's a disgrace.
Dead wrong. I totally agree.
On the Fan, 238, Sports Radio 66.
The Fan, WFAN, New York.
Truth. People...
I really don't, no.
No problem. PBS.
I do watch Sesame Street, though, so that is true. I do watch Sesame Street.
My kids do. My kids do as well. So I've been with Channel 13 for about 20 years as an anchor and a commentator there. It's the PBS flagship in the country. Not that Emmys matter, but 3 Emmys as an anchor there. And here's my point.
Okay.
And again,
so you are a broadcaster. I have seen you on MSNBC on Scarborough's show. I believe that's the one you usually appear on, is Scarborough's, right?
Yeah, and I contribute on a regular basis to a competitor in the New York radio market on politics, and that's my beat. I happen to have a doctorate in media communication, and I guess Chris was saying that as an academic or someone who teaches, and that's what I do on occasion, that I'm not somebody who should be offering.
No, I think what he was saying.
Monday morning quarterbacking. Where were you Monday about Imus?
I think what he was saying, Stephen, was that
I've been doing it all week.
Right, was that there was a lot of Monday morning quarterbacking.
Oh my God, all you guys.
Now about how Don should. Now, first of all, it's funny that everyone gives
Don this advice about how he didn't know what he was doing this week, when Don has been on top for 30 years. How many people have been able to navigate a career like that? So it's not like this is a guy who hasn't had enormous success here. I mean, he may have had a tough week. We all understand he did, but he has navigated the tricky waters of broadcasting very well for 30 years.
Let me say this, Mike, and the fact that you guys haven't missed it or Chris didn't realize, we've been doing this all week. I've been doing as an analyst on MSNBC.
Okay.
The fact that Chris saw it last night, fine. But here's what I've been saying, and I'll say it again.
Go ahead.
I respect Imus as a giant in the industry. What I don't respect is this. There has been a long history. When he called your colleague, Mike, over at WNBC in New York, Lenny the Jew, on the air, that's not isolated. When he called Gwen Ifill, a reporter at NBC, and then on PBS, she happens to be black and a woman, the cleaning lady. Here's my point. We as media...
Now, we're good. Can I stop you for a second, Steve?
I was just about to criticize not the media for not getting on this sooner.
Well, can I say one thing, though? You said he called Glenn Ifill that, right?
Yes, he did.
It was wasn't that done in a bit?
It was done in a bit. It wasn't Imus.
That didn't come from... No, but my point is, that didn't come from Don's mouth, did it?
You know what's great?
No. It's Don is responsible. I was just being accurate. Don is responsible for the content of the program. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that my understanding, I was just clearing up that it was done in a bit. It was, yeah. Now, I understand that...
He promised in the years, guys, he promised in 2000, he was on with Clarence Page from the Chicago Tribune. And you know what he said to him? He said, Clarence, I promise I will never use racial humor again.
Right.
And maybe he was doing a shtick again, and maybe that was a bit, but here's been my point. He's a giant in the industry who does incredible charity work, and you guys are a part of it, and I support him for that. I believe that Don has made a terrible mistake in underestimating the marketplace's reaction to what has happened. You guys may think it's unfair, and I respect your opinion. We may disagree, but the marketplace has decided by his sponsors leaving him that they don't want to...
You know how many sponsors, Steve? You know how many sponsors left because CBS pulled the plug?
Well, then what comes first?
There's as many sponsors who left because we fired them than sponsors who left because of what he said. Were you aware of that?
Chris, listen. You guys know the marketplace. No, listen, Chris. You guys know the marketplace better than anyone because of your ratings. When your sponsors leave, regardless of the reason, that means the network has a right to say goodbye.
Can I ask a couple questions? Sure. And you're going to teach
this is more about the crisis management than it was about whether Imus should or should not be fired.
I criticized him when he went on Sharpton. I don't believe Sharpton is the appropriate person because Sharpton is a racial provocateur. And when he went on the air, here's what Imus, and I believe he probably didn't mean anything wrong, guys, but you'll admit this. When he was getting pissed at Sharpton and an African-American congresswoman who called in and got upset with him, he turned and he said, quote, I can't get anywhere with you people, and I believe we heard it. I don't believe that Don meant anything bad.
No, either do I. And it was ill-advised, and they weren't ill-advised words. But let me just ask a couple things here.
And I said I heard him. That's all I said.
Because I just want to get reason.
Did you say it Monday morning that he shouldn't have been on Imus? Or did you say it on Thursday night when he got fired he shouldn't have been on Thursday?
Steve, is your issue?
Monday through Friday, I've been saying. I'll say it again tonight.
Wait a second. Is your issue that Don should have been fired for what he did, or is your issue that you think he mismanaged the PR handling of his apology? Which one is it?
Two issues. Number one, I did not call for his firing. Number two, when it did happen, I did not disagree with it. What I mean by this is I respect the network's right, both CBS and NBC, to do what they did based on the economics or based on the morals or a combination of the two. From a communication and media point of view, here's my problem with Imus. For such a smart, articulate, great broadcaster, when he was on the air apologizing, and I often help people in corporate America apologize, and when they do it, I say, just apologize, and don't start talking about the fact that they're African-American kids that you help with the ranch, and don't start talking about African-American kids who sleep over your house. It confuses the issue. Just apologize and get to it, and that's why I thought he made a mistake, Chris.
Now can I ask you another question?
I didn't hear you say that all week. What I hear you say you should have been on Sharpton or the Today Show or anything else.
Chris, can I ask you another question? Chris, 1 second. Just because you didn't hear it, Chris, doesn't mean it's
okay, now, let me ask you another question.
I'll just go by what I saw last night.
This is Steve Adubato.
Monday morning quarterback.
Let me ask a question. Steve, why do you think MSNBC, and you work for MSNBC, correctly? Correct?
No,
are you just a contributor? You don't get a check.
No.
You don't get a check,
yes, I do.
Yes, you do? Okay, so you're employed by MSNBC.
I want to be clear.
Okay.
I'm an analyst, but I do not speak
Let me ask you a question.
I want to be clear, but I do not speak for MSNBC.
Well, let me ask you a question right now. Why do you think MSNBC let him go? What reason?
I believe for a combination of reasons, and I believe that our president of news made it crystal clear that there were clear messages internally from African American, from white journalists, from people inside and outside the organization that they felt strongly about this, and a decision was made. For me to try to speculate as to what really was going on in the minds of the executives there is inappropriate and irresponsible. And so that's not my job.
Well, why did it take them 3 statements before they got rid of him? And then they went 9 days after he made the initial comment and 3 statements before they fired him.
Someone might argue, Chris, it's a legitimate question. Someone might argue that they were trying to get a sense of the pulse of what was going on out there, not only with the public, not only with employees. Let me finish.
If they were if the statements were so deplorable, you fire the man right away. They did not. How come?
Listen, if you were the head of the network, you would have done it that way. I'm saying that it's a combination of the reaction internally, the reaction in the African American community, the reaction of concerned journalists like myself and others, and ultimately the marketplace. I can't get inside the head of anyone who made the decision, but that seems reasonable, doesn't it, guys?
So you don't believe he should have been fired?
I don't call for the firing. I did this with Rosie O'Donnell, who I think is an absolute
I'm
idiot.
asking you a question, Steve. Give us an answer. Should he have been fired, yes or no? So don't give me this song and dance.
Chris, if I'm in a court of law, you can get a judge to get me to say yes or no.
So you're not going to say yes or no?
I'll make it clear. I don't call for the firing of other broadcasters because I don't want to see the careers end, because I wouldn't want something to do that to me. But when something happens...
Was this a fire? Wait a second. Clear as a bell, Steve. Was this, in your estimation, I mean, you teach kids, was this a fireable offense, yes or no?
In retrospect, looking at the way it was handled, looking at the history, looking at how he handled it after the fact, I can understand why it was done.
Would you have done it?
Answer the question.
Come on, you sound like you're like a politician. Yes or no? Would you have fired him? Yes or no? Why not? Well, Steve, why would you call up then to come on? I asked you a simple question that we've asked everybody who's asked call up, and you don't give me an answer. Simple question. Fire him, yes or no? That's all you got to ask her. What's so hard about that?
I know that yelling is your routine, Chris, but here's the point.
Steve, you're not giving me an
answer.
Why the filibuster? Why the filibuster?
I agree with what was done.
Okay, you would have fired him then.
I said I agree with what was done.
All right, so you would have fired him.
Why do you...
You want to give me a courtroom? I'm telling you I agree with what was done.
And then you would have fired him. That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't in a position to make a decision. I don't call for someone's firing, but once it happened, I'm telling you, I understand it, and I agree with it.
Okay, that's what you should have said that 5 minutes ago. We could have avoided all this. And my point is with you, Steve, listen, as Mike made a great point, here's a guy that's been on for 35 years. He's had an incredible amount of success. He's said a lot worse things. This one was a perfect storm. And for you to go on, and not just you, other people in print, on Thursday night, when he's just been beheaded twice, terrible timing on both ends, to sit there and say, well, you know what? Terrible job by Imus. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have done that. He's on the Today Show. He's on... That, to me, is Monday morning quarterbacking that I can't accept.
I'll clarify. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and again tonight at 9 o'clock. Every day, I was consistent saying the same thing. I wrote a column on MSNBC.com. If people filed it on Wednesday, it says the same thing.
Well, Wednesday doesn't count. He was fired Wednesday. So I'm not giving you Wednesday. He was already fired on Wednesday. So he does 2 days, Monday and Tuesday.
And Wednesday and Thursday and Friday said the same thing. And I'll repeat myself. I don't speak for the network. I speak for myself.
Again, Steve, why would I listen to what you said on Wednesday night when he'd already been fired? That's Monday morning quarter. That's like me talking about Colts and Pats on Monday after the game. On Monday and Tuesday, did you say that Don made a terrible decision to do the Today Show, to apologize on MSNBC 3 or 4 times, to do something? On those 2 days specifically, did you say that Imus made a terrible crisis management decision?
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, thanks.
That's what I need to know.
Thank you, Steve, very much.
Okay.
Thank you, bye.
If you say, I'll have to take your word for it. I didn't see it. I only saw it last night, and I'm tired of this Monday morning quarterbacking. What can I tell you? That got nowhere.
Obviously, I know he's on Channel 13. I didn't know where he was. Now I know he's on Channel 13.
So I guess I owe him an apology. I said, I don't know if he's in it. He said he was on the scroll. No. They give you that he's a teacher at Rutgers. I didn't realize that he had Channel 13 Emmy Awards. He gets credit for that.
He's a professor and a broadcaster.
Right.
And he does a show on Channel 13. And he most recently does a show called New Jersey. Oh, no, that's a magazine he does, too. But he says here that he does work on PBS.
He gets credit for that. I apologize. I screwed that one up. TJ from Jersey City. The Blitz portion brought to you by Lowe's on Sports Radio 66.
The Fan, WFAN, New York.
Look out the window, honey. What do you see?
Backyard?
No.
Trees?
No.
Okay.
Sports Radio 66. WFAN, New York.
All right, let's talk to Mitchell in East Windsor and Milwaukee. So Cleveland, Chicago's going to have to win the next 2 games. You got to figure Cleveland will win 3. Very good for boy these calls. J.D. and Belmore, the Gagne thing, and now the NBA. I got it all figured out. Took me 6 months. Now I know what's going on. All right. Eddie, Seal, keep it moving. Monday morning wake up, baby. Good morning, everybody.
Sports Radio 66.
Hey, sports fans, have you ever thought about making your home into your dream home? We're the Mad Dog program at 2. Evan and Joe here on the Fan in New York will take you from 10 to 2. They'll extend out an hour this week for us as we do this week and next. And by then, the folks at Fan and the folks in the company will have made some kind of decision, or, you know, they will at least have some. I mean, they don't have a decision. I mean, there's not. You can't.
They're going to need it. They're going to need
You cannot
interim.
replace a guy who can't be replaced.
First
But
thing
they're
they
going
gotta
to
do,
have an interim person.
They need that interim plan.
Or a group of guest hosts, or whatever they decide to do. I would expect that, and I guess some of us are, you know, dumb enough to hold out hope that maybe there could be some reconciliation over the summer. But I would think the real show that you will see in this time period, and you can always hold out hope that it would be Don again, but would be next September. I don't think logically. You're not going to start a show in the summer. It would be crazy. You're already into the spring book a month, or really it started April 3rd. So you're a couple of weeks in. By the time you get anything going, it's going to be a third into the spring book. The summer is not any time to ever launch anything in radio. So I would think you are looking before anything meaningful will happen in this time period. And something meaningful might not happen in this time period for a long time after what's been here for all the years that we've been here. That's going to be very, it's like replacing Lombardi in Green Bay. I mean, you just don't do it.
And plus the fact, the last time they tried to do a replacement, we all know what happened over there with our pal David Ross.
It can't be any worse than that, no matter what they do.
Which may have been...
If they go to dead air, they won't be worse than that.
No, just rolled on the wire here.
What's that?
I have to share it with you.
Go ahead.
South Carolina State hosting the first Democratic presidential debate. And we've been discussing, you know, what
hypocrisy and all that.
Hypocrisy and that sort of thing.
Right.
All right. Orangeburg, South Carolina. Quote, if people found radio host Don Imus' comments about the Rutgers women's basketball team offensive, why are people at South Carolina State University lining up to hear similar words from rap artists? Remember, they host the first Democratic debate.
Right.
In one song from a performer at Friday's concert, the N-word was employed more than 100 times.
Where was Al Sharpton that day?
One of the performers at the concert was Crime Mob, whose video Rock Yo Hips is set on a fictional campus, apparently. And students tell us, and here's what I find interesting, quote, it's just music. It's all how you take it. Student body president said, they're a performing artist group. They're merely here to entertain us. There's nothing serious in that content. They're here to entertain.
So that's what I missed.
So what is the...
What was Don here to do?
The argument is going to be, well, Don, the Rutgers women didn't buy, were not entertained by Don, while the people who buy the rock concerts...
But there was an audience that Don was speaking to and entertaining for 3 decades. But that was Don's form of entertainment. You can turn on the TV any night, go to the Comedy Channel, go to any of these channels, go to HBO, and hear these guys speak, and they are going to say things that would make what Don said almost meaningless in terms of the language used and the message, which is just, it's in front of everybody.
I think, though, Mike, the fact that it appeared it had done a lot of damage to those Rutgers players, while the people at these concerts, they're not doing any damage to, at least the folks who go to, that's the difference.
I agree. Listen, I agree there was damage done here, and I agree that what he said was awful and disgraceful and so dumb, but it was not said with malice.
He's not a racist.
And I would say you have to look at the body of work and everything that's gone on. Plus, I would say this, that those young ladies who have, as we have said many times, have come off superbly during this whole thing, and have been wonderful.
That's kind of a
They are the
magnificent job.
only one who accepted his apology.
Exactly.
They met with him face to face, and they accepted his apology. No one else did. And they did not set the agenda. It was theirs to set, but they never got to set the agenda. The agenda was set far away. It wasn't set in New Brunswick. The agenda was set in Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
No, I understand all that.
It was not set by them. They didn't get to set the agenda. I agree, though, that they were hurt. I totally agree with that.
I think that's the difference. That somebody would say, you know, I should be fired. I think I shouldn't be, because the people who go to a concert in South Carolina State know what they're getting when they buy the tickets, and they don't take offense to it. The 10 girls take offense to it.
It was the machine that got Don fired.
Yeah,
the machine got him fired. It was not an issue of him not accepting blame and being sorry. The question was, who was going to decide what the punishment was, and the machine decided the
I think that's part of it, Mike.
Punishment.
But I do think, rightly or wrongly, Don's reputation the last 30 years had a lot to do with this. I think a lot of people, for whatever the reason, were laying in the weeds for Don to show blood. I think there's no question about it, and I think they were waiting in the weeds. They were sharks. They saw that blood, they attacked. Imus, for whatever the reason, didn't bother you and I, but Don probably offended a lot of people the last 25, 30 years, had made a lot of enemies, and then they saw them in a vulnerable situation and attacked. I think that the rap groups don't affect the same people in the same kind of way, and they don't find it personally offensive. Don has offended people, and so they who are in a position of power with an opportunity to do something there.
But the idea was, everyone who has come out against Don have said we have to change the message.
Well, they're not going to do that.
We have to change the culture. If they're selling millions of records and they're playing in front of large audiences, how would they then condone that if they're sending them? How are they changing the message?
Well, that's the hypocrisy of it all.
Fundamentally.
Yes. How are you changing the message? When that's being marketed to teenagers, how are you changing the message?
Oh, you're not.
That I agree with you. I can't argue with you on that. And that's where Sharpton and Jesse Jackson need to be there and make sure these things don't happen. But they're not going to do that because the publicity angle, nobody's going to write or get the cameras on, not going to be out if Al Sharpton's down in South Carolina State.
I mean, I understand the girls did nothing. They didn't deserve any of this. They deserve none of it. I totally agree with that.
Positively.
But they forgave him.
Yep, and gracefully so.
But by the time they forgave him, he was already fired twice.
Right. Because
so, I mean, that forgiveness was too late. Because we're not going to be able to undo MSNBC and CBS Radio on Thursday night when he'd already been fired twice. That's
because it was no longer about them.
Well, if they had,
it was about them. They were the pawn in the game.
Well, how about they accepted his apology on Tuesday with their press conference? Then what would have happened? How about if Rutgers came out on Tuesday when they did the big press conference and said, you know, we understand this is deplorable, all the things that they did say,
I think he
and
would,
then say, you know what, but we will take a higher ground here.
It's a high.
And he had already apologized profusely prior to that.
Right.
We will accept his apology.
I think he
would
would
have said it then, would that have stemmed all the bad momentum?
It had a very distinct chance to.
So they could have accepted it from Don's career standpoint.
With meeting him. They
could have accepted because he had apologized profusely up until Tuesday night or Tuesday afternoon. So they could have accepted it at that point.
I'm not putting the onus on them though. My point is this: if they could have met
prior to Wednesday,
they might have changed things.
Had the person-to-person meeting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That might have changed things.
That's possible. My only point is...
It got away from everyone before they ever had a chance to meet.
I'm not putting onus on Rutgers' 10 girls either. But if the Rutgers 10 girls had accepted his apology in the meeting, in the deal last Tuesday, and it even got on Brian Williams that night and accepted his apology. We deplorable, we do this, we do that. We can't forgive it, but we do accept it. He's apologized for 4 days. We understand he's done good things, Radiothon, all those things that have been brought out. If they had done that on Tuesday, would that have stemmed the tide for MSNBC and CBS?
I don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could have an opinion on it.
I'm not saying they shouldn't have. They should have accepted it. They haven't met him yet. My question is, if they would have, hypothetical, would that have stemmed the bad momentum?
One thing it would have done, the cable shows will have less to talk about.
Right.
All of a sudden, everything dies down, and the two parties have reconciled.
Right.
So what do they have to talk about for 3 nights before all this goes down?
That's a fair point.
If somehow the chronology has changed a little bit, then they're yelling about nothing. Then you know that the issue has been raised above these two, and they're talking about something completely different.
Rutgers didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But Rutgers, if they took that tact, and I'm not sure I would have taken it.
Just if the chronology was different.
But if they would have done that, it could have changed.
The topics are all dismissed almost. Maybe.
Someone in the Times wrote on Saturday something very interesting, and it was a good analysis of the event in terms of how it played out. And they said that Don, in their estimation, lost possession of his own apology.
Saw that.
And I think that was very accurate because it was almost out of his. A lot of this was out of his hands and out of Rutgers' hands, and it was into the machine.
Right, well, that's where I'm not going to second guess Don, and everybody has done that.
I'm not even into that. But I'm just saying.
Thing and everything else.
But
I don't second guess him for that.
I'm not second guessing him, but the result was.
I agree.
It was no longer his possession.
I agree with that.
Red Sox rained out, so the weather must still be terrible up there.
Yeah,
they don't want to rain out that game on Patriots Day. But Marathon is going to be contested.
That was
but last baseball will not be played.
So that's 2 straight games against the Angels that they had washed away.
Right.
And it's pouring in Boston.
Boy, the weather.
How did they run this race?
I mean, yeah. They made soggy marathon.
So the pouring in Boston. Take a timeout?
No, well, this is good.
No, we want to do, Lou?
No, we say... No,
we can. Okay,
we go another minute, and then we say goodbye for good. And then we'll be back at 2 o'clock this afternoon with round 2. Chuck, would you like to join us this afternoon?
Talk about a marathon.
You'll miss us.
You guys are marathon run.
Why can't we get rained out this afternoon?
The chronological, how you pronounce it?
Chronological order.
That order is very interesting because you do, and Rutgers did anything wrong, but you wonder if their tact on Tuesday was we accept Don's apology prior to a meeting, and I don't think I would have done that, but if they opted for that, I wonder what that would have meant as far as that momentum, because I think that was the turning point. I think once America saw those 10 girls do such a great job and, did not accept his apology, and Brian Williams here that night, I think as it turned out, that's probably when it was over. If they would have that day said, you know what, terrible, we want to meet him, find out why he said this, but he's apologized, we have to be above it, we're God-fearing people, we accept it. I wonder what that would have done in the whole series of events. Mike, what do you think?
I think there's a distinct...
Has he survived?
He might have. He
could have changed the momentum.
Absolutely. Something needed to, as Charles said, something needed to change the momentum, and it did play out almost like, as it's been called, the perfect storm.
Yeah.
In that it just got more intense every single day. Thank you, Chuck.
Oh, thank you, guys.
Good job, Chuck.
Very much.
Okay. We'll see you later.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
It's spring price meltdown time at the Great Americans in Hackensack. Everyone will save a stack at All American Ford and Great American Chevy in Hackensack.
Think about the last trip you took. Now think of how much less stressful it would have been if you didn't have to deal with your luggage. Dragging heavy bags to cabs or trains or buses, having to check them in and having them gone through just because you forgot to unpack that corkscrew. Then waiting at baggage claim for the conveyor belt knowing that yours will be the last bag off the plane. Enter Luggage Express.
Hi, I'm Arnold Palmer. Small business owners, if you want to become a legend in your industry, you need more than vision and determination. You need Administrator.
Go and Evan Roberts on the Fan.
5 on a Fan and a very good Monday morning to you. It's a midday show. Joe Beningo, Evan Roberts, 718-937-6666 is the phone number. Carry you right through till 2 o'clock when, of course, the Mike and the Mad Dog program comes your way again. Dove Kramer, the incomparable Sugar Ray Martel on the other side of the glass. And Evan, baby! Joey B! How are you, my man? I guess, even though my house is basically underwater. Back inside one, the truck. He's at the wall. He's gone! It's another Yankees home run. The third of the inning. Losada drilled one to the right center field bleachers. Georgie shoots one. And then adding insult to ultimate injury.
Oh, no.
Even the blind squirrel finds the acorn. Mankiewicz goes deep.
Here's a 2-2.
Hold on, there it goes to deep right. That ball is high. It is far. It is gone. Touch the ball. Doug Mankiewicz has hit his first home run as a Yankee. Up last in the lower seats and right. And the Yankees take a 3-1 lead.
And they hit 3 homers in that one inning. Posada, who hit the other one? Posada, A-Rod, and who's the third? He said there was 3 innings, home runs in the inning. Didn't he say that?
Yes, Mankiewicz.
Oh, that was in the same inning. Okay.
I just gave it to you in my order. I gave you the obvious one, and then the less obvious one, and then the big surprise one.
I gave it to the first one, right?
But I wanted to give them to you in my order.
Do I hear it?
The cherry on top is the Mankiewicz home run.
Did you hear the Yankees win? How about the Yankees win?
The Yankees win. The most painful order.
Let's hear it.
Oh, man.
The last out of the game, learn when you get a chance. Here we go. We'll find it in a minute. We get the... we understand that we don't have Scazzeri.
I think it's Louis LaCour. I don't think he has that.
Okay, we'll find out in a little while.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's okay. But the thing is, right was just right.
I pitched okay.
The kid came in. Now you have to decide whether you want to give him Sunday night against Matsusaka in Fenway Park in front of the world. ESPN, 8 o'clock, national TV. And tough, I know.
You know, what are we going to do about the Sopranos that night?
It's called TiVo, though.
Well, we need it for the next day on the air.
It's called TiVo works 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but what about supposed to watch it? I need it on Monday morning.
How about right here, 5 a.m.?
I could do that.
5 to 6, we'll have a little surprise party.
That's not a bad idea.
Before we do the program.
How about we bring the sausage pies in for Cotton?
That's it.
I know we don't want to, mess with your delicate sleep pattern. Mike's up Sunday night. He's going to get home at about 2 a.m.
I would not talk about delicate sleep patterns. I'm talking about you.
And he was all upset because he can't believe he's doing these extra 2 hours. Raising cane to everybody, calling management, calling IMG.
I am the continent. I am the continent.
How dare this joint make me work the 140? He's made no choice. He got to work the number 40 right now. How dare they put me? Don't you know who I am?
I'm no longer under the Imus umbrella. I have to work extra shifts.
And I am
I have to sew in my hands at midday. Oh, please.
I'm the one who said
I am the continent.
I have to get a real job.
Yes.
Miracle and Piscataway. I'm the one who's got to do this.
That's
pandemonium at Piscataway.
Don't lose one target line, dog. Come on, this is pandemonium in Piscataway.
Let's say Yankees win. They will do the 2020. Here's the Yankees win first.
Now the pitch is hit in the air to right. Thompson moves back toward the line. Kevin makes the catch. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. The Yankees over the Indians. So just when Dog thought they'd move a couple of games under 500. Just when he thought
10-3.
A little blood.
10-3.
Chalk it up as an easy one over the Tribe. Well, last night. And I'll tell you, I watched some of the Phillies last night. Boy, they were an exciting group. They're getting a bang for their buck there. They get counted on sports. Then we'll talk about the Phillies because Manuel might be, he might be days away from the unemployment line.
You have plenty of time to do what you want, Mr. Continent.
I got 30 seconds.
Here's our 2020 here on the fan.
All right, guys. Rangers took control of their series with the Thrashers last night in the NHL playoffs.
In deep, Nylander scores! Michael Nylander! It's a power play goal and a hat trick!
That made it 7-0 Rangers, and that was the final. Sam Rosen on MSG. New York crushed the Thrashers last night at the Garden to take a 3-0 series lead. Ryan Callahan notched a pair as well. Ottawa up 3-1 on Pittsburgh. Came away with the victory last night over the Penguins 2-1. Minnesota finally won. Beat the Ducks 4-1. They trail 3-1 in that series. And Vancouver is up 3-1 with a 2-1 victory over the Stars. Calgary back in their series with Detroit. They trailed 2-1 after their 3-2 win last night. Baseball, Daisuke Matsuzaka struck out 10 in Toronto, but walked in the winning run in the fourth inning. Toronto won the game 2-1 over the Red Sox. The Yankees beat the Indians, as you just heard, 10-3. A-Rod with his 8th home run of the year. Other scores around the American League. The Devil Rays beat the Orioles 6-4. Tigers 7-6 winners over the Royals. 6 straight loss for Kansas City. Sammy Sosa with his 3rd home run of the year, a 3-run shot. The Rangers beat the White Sox 8-1. Twins with an 11-2 win over the Mariners, and the A's beat the Angels 4-1. Back over in the National League, it was the Mets with an 8-1 win in Philadelphia, but Charlie Manuel had to be restrained from a member of the media after the game. Phillies are now 3-9. Braves 6-4 winners over the Nationals. It was the Astros 6-1 over the Marlins. Also last night, the Reds took care of the Brewers 11-5. Giants lose 5-3 to the Rockies. Dodgers just continue to roll. They've won 10 of 12, beat the Diamondbacks 6-4. San Diego in 14 innings beat the Cubs 4-3. Alfonso Soriano's out a week with a strained hamstring, and the Pirates beat the Cardinals 6-1. On the NBA scoreboard last night, it was the Golden State Warriors coming up with a 111-82 win over the Mavericks. The Clippers, 103-99 over the Suns. The Clippers win tonight and the Warriors lose. The Clippers will make the 8th spot in the West. Meanwhile, the Hawks beat the Pacers 118-102. Cavaliers 98-92 winners over the Sixers. Detroit 100, Toronto 84, and Orlando 95-89 winners over the Washington Wizards. That's sports. I'm Chris Carlin.
You're listening to Mike and the Mad Dog on Sports Radio 66 WFAN.
Please stay tuned to the following public announcement. The government and private banks are liquidating houses now. These houses have been foreclosed, confiscated, or repossessed.